Good morning. Today, I want to talk to you about what a signature process is and why your business needs one. Why every small business owner who is a service-based business owner needs to have your own signature process. Now, really quickly, this year, it is all centered around supporting the longevity and the sustainability of your business. It's about generating consistent income and then showing you the processes and the systems that you need to have in place to scale that income. It's also about making sure that when we are preparing for the longevity and the sustainability of our businesses, that we understand the importance of things being done in proper order, in correct timing, that we are focusing on the right things at the right times in our businesses. Why is that important? That's important because, yes, lack of cash flow is one of the reasons why, and it's probably the primary reason why a lot of small business owners or a lot of small businesses end up closing their doors. But before there was a lack of cash flow, there was a lack of prioritization. In other words, there is so much that is taught that causes small business owners to think that the answer to all of the problems that you are having is to scale your business. When the reality is, depending on where you are in your business, sometimes scaling your business is the absolute worst thing that you can do. And so the purpose of this year-long series is to support you in doing things in the right order, in the right timing, and focusing on the right things so that not only can you make money in your business, but you can make consistent money in your business. And then at the point where you are ready to scale with systems and standard operating procedures and all of those things, you actually have something that is viable to scale. What is a signature process? Your signature process is your secret sauce. It is the way that you can get results for your clients, right? So you may be a hairstylist, you may be a coach, you may do lawn care, you may do any myriad of services as a service-based business owner, massage therapist, consultant. You may implement automation systems for the back ends of people's businesses, all kinds of different things, right? And so you've been doing this thing and you are able to get your customers and your clients to a specific result. And if you've been refining this, you're able to get them to a specific result in some kind of period of time. And the signature process is just something that when you deliver your service, it's just something that happens naturally. You don't think about it. You've been in business, you've been doing this thing, you've tried this, you've tried that, you've tried this, you've tried that, and now you've got a process that works. And so you are able to consistently get results for your clients and customers. Okay? That is what your signature process is. It is your step-by-step methodology that you use for getting your customers and your clients whatever result it is that you get them. Now, the reason why this is so important is because the way that business owners have been taught to market has been to give away lots of information, right? It's one of the things that I'm doing right now. This class is totally free, right? It's to give away lots of information. And the challenge with that in 2024 is that people are no longer buying information. This is going to be especially important for those of you who are looking to create more consistent income that doesn't require you to be the one to do the delivery of the thing all the time. So what does that mean? This means for those of you who are looking to create digital products. So you want to write a book, or you want to create an ebook, or you want to create a class, or you want to create a course, or any of these myriad of things. You want to create a membership, something that allows you to make more consistent income in your business without having to increase the amount of time and energy that you are spending delivering that service or that product. The challenge with that is because of how marketers have been taught to market, consumers have been taught to consume a certain way. And what that means is information that was once considered valuable is still valuable, but because so much of it is free and available on the internet, most of it is not valuable enough for people to pay for it. And so if you don't already have an audience of people who are waiting to hear from you, people who are waiting to buy your products and your services and things of that nature, it's going to be very difficult to attempt to create a more passive form of income in your business by just offering information products or education products, because so much of that is available for free. Okay. So if we use what I'm doing as an example, okay, this month is all about creating your signature process. Now, valuable information is, this is what a signature process is. This is the reason why your business needs one. This is how you can sell it. This is how you can market it. All those pieces of information are educational and they are very valuable. And they are also readily available, found on the internet. If you do a little bit of searching, do a little bit of digging on YouTube, do a little bit of digging on Google, you may not find a blog post or a free class or a YouTube video that's using the exact words that I'm using, but you will be able to find that information for free. What is a signature thing? How do you sell the thing that you're trying to sell? How do you market? That information is readily available. What's not readily available is my signature process for creating your signature process. My signature process for taking your body of work, what you have already created, and the results that you have already produced for your clients, and taking that body of work and turning it into a duplicatable process. That is not readily available online for free, which is the reason why that part of this particular course is going to be behind a paywall. That part of this particular course is not going to be available for free, because that's where the most meat is, the most value is, right? And so when you understand that, you understand, okay, information is free. Yeah, information is free. How to make sales in 2024, that's free. I don't need to pay you for that. You all don't need to pay me for that. How to create a sales system, you don't necessarily need to pay me for that, right? Like, you can find that online, how to create a very basic sales system. But if you want to know how to create a system that is customized to your business and to your client base, that might be a signature process, and that would probably be behind a paywall. So understanding that people are no longer paying for information, what they are paying for though, what they will pay for though, is a process. They won't pay for information. Some people might, some people might. But if you're trying to create a sustainable long-term income, that's not really going to be that sustainable. So they might not pay for the education and the information, but they will pay for the process. And the reason why they will pay for the process is because if they are handed a process that is a step-by-step method that will get them from where they are now to where they want to be, it saves them time, it saves them money, it saves them energy, and it saves them effort. And so that signature process provides them a straight line from where they are now to where it is that they desire to be. And so I say again, people are not paying for information anymore. They're not paying for education anymore, right? Unless it leads to some type of certification. What they will buy, though, is a process. And as a small business owner, it's very important. One of the things that's really important is that we begin to pay attention to the market. We begin to pay attention to the way buyer behavior is shifting. There are a lot of business owners that took major hits in their businesses in 2023, and it was not because they weren't good. They were great at what they did, right? Contrary to what a lot of the larger business influencers are spewing all over the internet. Oh, those people, they weren't real business owners. You didn't really know how to do nothing. Yeah, you was making money off of the pandemic money. And now that the pandemic money is gone, now you ain't making no money. You're a pandemicpreneur. I heard somebody use that term, calling those business owners pandemicpreneurs. And I got so irritated in my soul because I was like, how dare you? The disrespect. The disrespect. Were there business owners that created businesses that were selling products and services and coaching and things that they had no business selling? Yes. Yeah, there were a lot of them. But people were creating businesses they had no business creating before the pandemic, and people will continue to create businesses they have no business creating after the pandemic. That's the nature of the beast when it comes to business. And I honestly and truly believe that the majority of the reason why so many small business owners took a hit in their income in 2023 is because they simply were not paying attention, probably because they didn't know to pay attention to something like that, right? They simply were not paying attention to the shift in how people were buying. It's interesting because I was hearing it last year. There was so much about people aren't spending money, people aren't spending money, people aren't spending money. And I remember I did a seminar. It was called Revenue Resilience. And what I talked about, what I explained to those business owners was that it was not that people were not spending money. People were spending money because if people didn't spend money, the economy would crash. Right? Like, it's funny, right? You have to really be intentional about what you allow yourself to receive as a small business owner, because it can affect the way that you see yourself. It can affect the way that you see your business, and it can affect the way that you do your business. And so in 2023, nobody's spending money. People aren't spending money. Nobody's spending money. Everybody's being tight with their money. And the reality was, it's not that people weren't spending money. It's that people were being a lot more intentional about how they were spending their money, and they were being a lot more cognizant about who they were spending their money with. In other words, the behavior of most of your buyers was changing. And I think because many small business owners didn't recognize that, it's the reason why a lot of them took a hit in their income. And so if we're paying attention to buyer behavior and we're paying attention to the way that people are spending their money, then we have to acknowledge the fact that now, very specifically moving into 2024 and beyond, people are no longer buying information. That's not how they're spending their money. Now, that doesn't mean that they no longer want the results of what your goods, products, and services provide them. It just means that they are interacting with the buying of what it takes to get there differently. So people are not buying education, they're not buying information, but they will buy a process. And so understanding that is what people are doing, it's going to be very important that you start to look at your body of work and you start to ask yourself, how do I create these results? I create the results. It's natural, right? Like I do the things, but really, how does that happen? Really, how does that happen? So I want to give you a few reasons why you really, I don't even want to say should consider this, why you should have one. Why you should have one. The first reason is differentiation. Having a signature process differentiates you from other people, other business owners who are in your field. I'll give you an example. One of my signature processes is called the cash method. Now, let's back up. For those of you who may or may not know what I do, I am a systems and operations expert. I support very specifically small business owners in creating sustainable systems in their businesses. Notice what I said, sustainable systems. That's a whole other conversation in and of itself. Oh man, that's a whole other conversation in and of itself. But I help business owners create sustainable businesses so that they can create sustainable long-term or sustainable longevity in the field of their business. Okay, that's what I do. Right? So I do systems, I systemize businesses, I do automations, we do email marketing implementation, we do CRM implementation, we help you write SOPs, standard operating procedures, we help you set up your training. Hey Shito, hey Jessica, we help you set up your training, we help you get set up to hire a team for your business. These are all of the things that we do, right? Perfect flow funnels, we do funnels, right? We do funnels and sales processes, and we have an entire funnel store that has pre-made funnels and pre-made websites and all of these different things, right? We are not the only business that does that. I would be a fool to believe that we are the only business who does that. However, we are the only business who utilizes my specific method for supporting small businesses, which I call the cash method. Create, automate, systematize, hire. That is a signature process that is unique to Perfect Flow funnels in the way that we use that process to support small business owners. And so that method in and of itself, we have several, that's one, differentiates us from other people in the market. I'll give you a little bit of insight into that process. Most companies that do systems will tell small business owners that the answer to every single one of their problems is to systemize. We don't believe that. That is not true. It is perfectly possible to create a multi-seven-figure business without having a streamlined system for anything and without having standard operating procedures. How do I know? Because I have seen it. How do I know? Because I have worked with multi-seven-figure business owners who did not have systems in their businesses. And so, as part of our signature process, we do not believe that. We do not believe that. She says, this is exactly what you do. Since you're consulting, I am now oh my gosh, Adelina! Oh my my gosh. Congratulations, beautiful. She says, this is exactly what you do. Since you're consulting, I am now the resident therapist to 2 major music venues here in Houston. Oh my God. You know what? Let me screenshot this. Oh my gosh. Wow. Congratulations. Oh man. All right, y'all. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Oh my gosh. But so what differentiates us in what we do is we don't tell small business owners that the answer to your problem is systems, even though systems is the bulk of what we do. I do not believe, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She says, thank you. We are coming harder this year. Yes, ma'am. Congratulations, beautiful. As an example, if you are not making enough money in your business to cover your bills, whatever those bills are, whatever bill paying money is for you in your business, you don't have a systems problem. You have a sales and a marketing problem. So what we would do is we might come in and evaluate your sales process. We might evaluate your offer. We might evaluate your marketing. However, you don't have a systems problem. You have a sales and a marketing problem. And it's not until you solve that sales and that marketing problem that your business can get to the point to where it is ready for systems and SOPs. This is a part of our signature process for helping small business owners boost their income without boosting their hours, reclaim their time, and scale their businesses without losing their minds. That's a part of that process. And so even though there is a myriad of companies that make funnels, that do CRM implementation, that set up your email marketing, that will set up your Dubsado and all of these different kinds of things, there is a myriad of companies who do that. They don't do it in the way that we do. And so that differentiation is a benefit to you as a small business owner. And one of the things that can differentiate you from your competitors is your own signature process for doing whatever it is that you do and for getting your customers and clients the results that you get them. Okay? The second reason why this is important is for scalability. It's interesting that so many people talk about scale your business. You have to be prepared to scale. In order to scale your business, you have to have something to scale. If you are going to be building a team, right? Like, it was crazy to me because in 2022 and 2023, the first half of 2023, that's all everybody was building a team. I have a team, building a team. There's a company right now that will give you a team of 8 virtual assistants for the price of 1, building a team. And then you build this team and they come in and they don't know how to do your process. You don't have it streamlined. You don't have it together because it's still all up here in your head. And then you're wondering why you've got this team, but you still can't take on any new clients. You still can't take on any new customers. So a signature process provides you with a way to scale what it is that you do. So now if you decide, if this is something that is in your horizon at some point, if you decide to bring on people to facilitate your work, then what happens is you're now handing them your signature process. All they have to do is just rinse or repeat your signature process. They'll get it right every single time if they do it exactly the way that you told them to do it, exactly the way that you set it up for them. And then the thing is, not only do you set your business up for success, but internally you set your people up for success. Because you've given them a roadmap. Third reason, more money. We talked about this already. More money. Why? Because people will pay you. They might not pay you for a how-to, but they will pay you for a process that gets them from where they are to where it is that they want to be. And because you have refined this process to the point to where you know with 100% certainty that it gets results, you can charge a premium price for it. Charge a premium price for it. Why? Because it's a step-by-step roadmap. You're gonna get to where you want to get. You're gonna get that result if you follow this process, because so many other people have done it. I've proven it. And because I know that it works, and I've seen it work in other people, and I've seen the value that it has produced in whatever area of their lives you serve in, whether that's personal or spiritual or business or career or whatever, because you have seen that it produces results, it's far more valuable. I'll give you an example. My strategy sessions are $997. Why? I have a testimonial where a gentleman said that 30 minutes with me saved his business $5,000 in lost productivity. 30 minutes with me saved his business $5,000 in lost productivity. And that's one. I have another testimonial from another lady who said that in 4 months of working with me, her profits, not her revenue, not her income. Hey, Papa, how you doing? Huh? My car keys? Are they right here? Excuse me, y'all. Oh, right here. Okay. My husband is back home, y'all. So I'm super happy. Not her revenue, not her income, her profits, which means after the bottom line, doubled. So yeah, my strategy session is $1,000. But I can say that with confidence because I have evidence of the results that it can produce. I have a specific way by which I have a specific signature process that I take clients through when they book me for a strategy session. And I know that process and the results that they get, they're deliverable. I know it makes them money. And so because you understand that, you charge premium for that process. And because you charge premium for that process, you automatically make more money simply because of the fact that it is higher priced. Yeah. She says, and that is the difference. Yeah, simply because of the fact that it's higher priced. You're able to do that with confidence because of your results. I honestly believe, hey Karima, I honestly believe that a lot of business owners have forgotten who they are. 2023 hit your pockets hard and you forgot how much of a badass you are at what it is that you do. You forgot that. Because, last year may have hit you a little hard and everybody on social media was beating you down, talking about you're not a real business. You're not going to be in business in the next 5 years. You're a pandemicpreneur. Ooh, every time I hear that word, like every time I hear a business owner or a business influencer use the word pandemicpreneur, I immediately unfollow them. Oh, thank you, beautiful. She says, may I add, you build confidence. Thank you. I'm going to screenshot that one too. Thank you. Oh, hey, Faith. How are you? Every time I hear somebody use the word pandemicpreneur, That is so disrespectful to business owners to me. That is such a level of disrespect. I immediately unfollow. And so for some of you, you need to go back into your results. You need to go back into your testimonials. You need to go back into those, because here's the thing. If you did it once, you could do it again. If you did it once, you could do it again. If you help somebody make $10,000 in their business because you serve in business, you can do it again. If you help somebody lower their blood pressure by X amount of points because of a signature process that you have in whatever health and wellness area you work in, you can do it again. If you help somebody make an additional $20,000 in their business because you took the perfect photos and you took the perfect videos and that put together, that up-leveled their marketing, if you did it for one person, you can do it again. You just need to remember that. And that's what having your signature process does for you. And that's the reason why you can charge a premium price for it. Okay. Here's another reason. Consistency. That's a good one in and of itself. When you have your own signature process, first of all, let me say this. When you have your own signature process, it removes so much stress from you. See? When you have a signature process, it removes so much stress from you because all you have to do is take everybody through that same journey over and over again. You get a client, you run them through that process. You get another client, you run them through that process. You get another client, you run them through that process. You get another client, you run them through that process. And what ends up happening is you start to create this consistency in your experience. And then what happens is you start noticing that your testimonials start sounding the same. Man, I worked with her and this happened. Man, I went through his incubator and this happened. Man, I bought this thing and this. You start realizing that. And so when that starts to happen, you begin to realize you're creating consistency in the experience that you deliver. Let me be clear. Let me be clear about something. And give y'all another example. You can say whatever you want to say about Olive Garden. Okay? Say whatever you want to say about Olive Garden. I think most people know that Olive Garden is not really 100% authentic Italian food. I think most people know that. It's funny. It's so funny to me when I hear like influencers in Italy and they're like, that's not real Italian food. And it's, yeah, people know. They know that. They know that's not authentic Italian food most of the time. They know that. For example, fettuccine Alfredo technically doesn't really exist in Italy. And the version of it that does exist isn't a cream. It's literally just butter, Parmesan, and I think the pasta water or something like that. But it's very simple, right? But the reason why Olive Garden stays in business is because they are consistent. They're consistent. It's not even because they have the greatest food, because they don't. They are consistent, though. And sometimes your local mom and pop Italian restaurant isn't really consistent in their flavors, right? If you order, let's stick with the fettuccine Alfredo example, okay? If you order fettuccine Alfredo on a Monday on the north side of Houston, and then you turn around on Wednesday and order fettuccine Alfredo on the southwest side of Houston, and then on Thursday, you order fettuccine Alfredo on the southeast side of Houston. And then on the fourth day, on Saturday, you go order fettuccine Alfredo from Olive Garden in Katy. 9 times out of 10, it will taste the same. You will get that whatever that experience is, that flavorful, whatever the flavor it is that you're used to when you order that from Olive Garden, it's going to taste the same. The problem with some of your mom and pop restaurants is you may try the fettuccine Alfredo on Monday and it'll taste one way. And then you'll try the same fettuccine Alfredo at that same mom and pop restaurant on Wednesday and it won't taste the same. And then you might try it on Thursday and it might kind of sort of taste like it did on Monday. And then you taste it on Saturday and it's horrible. And so then the business owner says, oh, it's the big corporations and the big corporations are taking our clients and they're taking away our customers and I can't compete and no, and they're going to take our customers and I don't have the money for the marketing and no, when the reality is what you lack is consistency in experience. And so having a signature process means that the basis of the experience that each person is going to have with you, because all of your customers and clients are their own individual people. They're their own individual beings. So each individual person is going to have their own experience through their own being, right? That's a thing. I can't control how you experience your own life, right? So there's that aspect. But as far as the structure and the foundation of that experience, everybody is going to have pretty much the same experience. And so there's a consistency, right? This is how you create repeat customers. This is one of the ways that you create repeat clients. I'm gonna give y'all another example. Y'all know I like examples. I did a lot of research on small business in 2023. A lot of research on small business and what small business means to the local economy, what it means to the national economy, what it means to the global economy. 99% of jobs are created by small business in the world, not in America, in the world. So remember earlier when I was saying that you have to be careful about the type of news that you read and what you consume as a small business owner, because it can cause you to have a distorted view of your place in the market. More oftentimes than not, it can cause you to not fully understand the importance your business has in the market. Do not underestimate the hole in the industry that would be left if your business was to not be open tomorrow. We're going to have that conversation on another day. You think that you do one thing and you don't understand the web of cause and effect that your small business is a part of. Okay? So let's go back to the example that I was setting up, right? So 99% of jobs are created by small business in the world, okay? 99% of jobs, all right? And so I started doing this research and I started talking to small business owners and just doing different things in the small business community. And what I found is that when the pandemic hit, okay, a lot of business owners, And there's no judgment here, but they made some significant cuts. Okay. And it's interesting because whenever businesses get into any type of financial trouble, they cut the two areas that are most important to the longevity of their business, which is payroll and marketing. Those are the two areas that typically get cut first in most small businesses: payroll and marketing. Here's the problem. A lot of small business owners cut payroll and they cut marketing because they were trying to increase the profit margin or they were trying to stop the bleeding. The problem with that is that when you cut payroll, people had to wait longer to get their goods, products, and services. Okay, you say we're in the middle of a pandemic, get over it. Okay, cool. Then when you cut your marketing, you also cut sales, right? Because if nobody knows you're there and open for business, nobody's going to come in and buy anything, right? If they don't even know that you're a contender in the market, they're not going to come and buy anything from you. So then what happens is, over time, you start to see a decrease in the number of sales, which is a decrease in the revenue, right? And so when you have a drastic decrease in the revenue, then they started making these decisions about the tools and the ingredients and the things that were required to deliver on an experience. Okay? Follow me here. So they stopped the bleeding temporarily. But in doing that, they decreased the quality of the experience that their customers and their clients were used to having. So you've cut your budgets. You're buying lower quality ingredients, if we're talking specifically about restaurants, or candle makers, people who make candles, people who make oils, creams, things of that nature. Service-based business owners started going to the free versions of the tools, the automation tools that they were using, which those tend to be super duper duper limited. Cutting out on staff and all of these different kinds of things. Now, let me say that, again, this is not coming from a place of judgment, because there are a lot of business owners that realize that they had a lot of fat that needed to be cut anyway. So I'm not specifically talking about that part, because there were some things, like there were business owners who had teams where you had a team and somebody was managing the people who was managing the people who were managing the people who were managing the people who were supposed to be managing all the people. And then the person at the top who was supposed to be managing all the people was asking you a million questions a day. So you were now managing the person who was supposed to be managing all of the people. And so now you look and you're like, why am I paying all these people? So I'm not talking about that. There were some cuts that needed to be made, but I'm talking about the cuts that decrease the quality of the experience that your customers and clients were used to getting. So then what happened? I hear you. Yes. Thank you. So then what happened is they had decreased the quality of the experience by so much that when those people started coming back to spend money, okay, don't let a temporary economic situation cause you to make a permanent decision in your business, because economic dips are always temporary. They are never permanent. They are always temporary. Every time the market goes down, it will go back up. It is temporary, and you cannot make decisions in your business based on a temporary economic situation. Okay, now, when these people came back to start spending money, the businesses had made so many cuts and had decreased the quality of the service by so much that when they came back to spend their money, the experience was so far below what they were used to that they stopped spending money with you and they went and spent even more money with somebody else than they were originally spending with you, because that's how important the experience was to them. So you have a lot of small business owners who didn't take, the reason why their income dipped is not because people weren't spending money. It was because when you were looking at the pandemic, you became so afraid of the economic situation that you allowed that fear to cause you to make decisions that ruined the consistency and the level of experience that you were once delivering. And so when those people came back with money, your experience was subpar. So they went and spent that money somewhere else. It's not that they weren't spending money. They just weren't spending money with you. And that's not a pejorative. I don't say that to be like, didn't nobody want to spend no money with you because you don't really need to be in business. That's not where that's coming from. It's understanding that consistency in experience is such a huge part of why people do business with other people. When you have your signature process that allows you to maintain that level of consistency that your customers and your clients appreciate. Just because your customers, because the same way as business owners, some business owners took a hit, so did your customers and your clients. Some of them had to take pay cuts at their jobs. Some of them took hits in their businesses that they have, right? They were in the same kind of situation. Just because they lost some money, they didn't have the money today, it doesn't mean they weren't going to come back. What do you mean? When people take a dip in their income, one of the things that consumes their mind is, how do I get back to normal? How do I get back to what it was? How do I get back to what it was that I was spending? Just because they took a little dip like you did, it doesn't mean they're not coming back. So you can't allow yourself to make these decisions that will affect the longevity. So understand that whenever you come to this page, and I probably should have said this in the beginning, but whenever you come to this page and I'm talking to you and I'm speaking to you about your business, I am speaking to you about your business 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 100 years from now. My desire is that you stay in business for as long as you desire to stay in business. So when I talk about things here on this page or in these classes or whatever, I am speaking to the longevity of your business, not just what the economy looks like today. I'm speaking to the longevity of your business, not just the challenges you're having today. Challenges are temporary. They're temporary. You wouldn't be a business owner if you weren't built for that. Come on. They're temporary. It's not forever. So you have to, when you are making decisions in your business, you have to remember that. Like, you have to know that. You have to know that. I said this the other day. I'm going to say it again today. Okay? When you get a business idea, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to go into business. The minute you put a name on that business, becomes its own entity. It's its own entity. It has its own way that it wants to brand. It has its own clients that it wants to serve. It has its own way that it wants to speak to that audience. And when you put a name to your business, what happens is that business then becomes assigned to a population of people. Hear me and hear me well. Hear me and hear me well. When you put a name on your business, that business becomes its own entity. And when that business becomes its own entity, it becomes assigned to a population of people. In other words, the minute you put a name on your business, it is no longer only about you. I want you to sit with that just for a little minute. You put a name to that business, that entity gets assigned to a population of people. At that point, it is no longer only about you. Now, understand, your business must serve you first before it can serve anyone else. Yes, that's true. I still believe that. And it's no longer about you. And there are people who are going to meet you at a specific place and time. But if your business is not open when they get there, they're going to show up at that meeting place and your business isn't going to be there. Now, because intelligent infinity is infinite, because God is infinite, there will be another business. Somebody else will open up another business because that energy will just get transferred to another business. Somebody will open up another business and they will fulfill that need. But what's going to happen is those people are going to show up at that meeting point. Your business is not going to be there. And then they're going to have to take the journey to the other business that opened, which delays their process. So whatever area you serve people, it will cause a delay in whatever it is. You know what? It's something that you are delayed in right now because it's a business owner of a particular business, good product or service that you were supposed to get, and you showed up there energetically and that business was not there. And so now you are in a sense delayed because you've got to find okay, damn, okay, who do I go to now? Do not underestimate the hole that would be left. Do not underestimate the hole that would be left if you were to wake up tomorrow and your business were to not be open. At least build your business to the point to where you can sell it. If you know that this is not something that you want to do for the rest of your life, you're like, listen, I hear you, Watandra. This is great. This sounds amazing. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I get it. I understand it. At least build it to the point to where you can sell it. But understand, if the world woke up tomorrow and your business didn't exist anymore, there's a hole. Because your business matters. Oh, I'm just your business matters in more ways than. And so setting up and having your own signature process can provide you with that consistency. And then the last reason that I want to give you is fairly simple. It's for marketing and branding. That's pretty simple. When I was studying Tai Chi, My Tai Chi master said, what did she say? Not invincible. If you want to become, was it eternal? I'm just going to insert that word because I don't recall the word that she used. But if you want to become eternal, no, that's not the word. What's the word that I'm looking for? Immortal. Now, I don't know if this was her saying or if she got this from someone else, so I don't remember. But she told me, if you want to become immortal, become synonymous with an idea. If you want to become immortal, become synonymous with an idea. Because your body may not be here 100 years from now, but the idea that formulated your body of work might be. So when your business becomes synonymous with the X method, the this process, the this step-by-step way of doing things, the this method, your business in a sense becomes immortal in the market. Becomes immortal. Human design. The creator of human design is immortal. You have people creating entire businesses around human design. You have people creating entire businesses around gene keys. You have people creating entire businesses around the fascination method, which I believe the creator of the fascination method is actually still alive. So when you start to create your signature process or these signature processes, your company becomes synonymous with that idea. So people know if they want X, they need to do the X method, and the X method comes from this company. Amazing for marketing and branding. Amazing for marketing and branding. Again, long term. Long term. Because what happens is you build a brand that is known for a unique approach to whatever it is that you do. Whether you solve a problem or if you offer a convenience or you create some type of a luxury, your brand becomes known for this unique approach. I'm known for saying you don't need systems to make 7 figures. I'm known for saying that if you are a startup, systems is not something that you should even be thinking about. You don't solve a sales and marketing problem with systems. I don't care how many people who do systems try to tell you that. Everybody thinks everybody holds the importance of what they do at a certain level, and that's fine because you got to be in business, you got to believe in your business. But the reality is all of these people who are telling you all that if you want to make more money, you need to have systems. That's not always true for everybody. And for some people, sometimes the worst thing you can do at a certain point in your business, at a particular point in your business, the worst thing you can do is systemize your business. The worst thing you can do is systemize a business that's not making any money, because what exactly are you systemizing? Lack of revenue? Is that what we're doing now? We're systemizing lack of sales? No, who is doing this? So creating your signature process allows your brand, your company, to become synonymous with an idea. And although bodies may not be immortal, ideas can be. So now what we're talking about is creating generational legacy. You might not be here to run your business, but your great grandchildren will be running your business on the same ideas and principles that the business was founded upon, those principles that came through you. You want to become immortal, become synonymous with an idea. You want your business to become immortal in this landscape of social media and content marketing where everybody is afraid because everybody's, this market is saturated and that market is saturated and there's so much competition and there's a million things that, listen, you can go do a search on Instagram for systems. Do a search on Google for systems. And you'll see all these companies out here who do systems. I do systems. Oh, systems that. Everybody's got a system. Everybody needs to do a system. Let me do your CRM, right? And you're out here selling CRMs to people who ain't made no sales. Somebody help me. Break that down for me, please. How are we selling and implementing systems and implementing CRMs for businesses that are not making money? Yeah. Sorry, that was my rant for this morning. But seriously, right? I say all that to say, there's a lot of companies who do systems. I'm not worried about whether or not this industry is freaking saturated. There's a lot of people who do business coaching. I don't care about whether or not the industry is saturated because I create something that the people who are looking for me can come and find. They can only come and get from me. Care how saturated the market is. And so if you want to be able to create a business that can stand apart, right, from everything in content marketing, everything on social media, everything on the internet, then you need to ask yourself, what idea do I want my business to be synonymous with? What idea do I want my brand to be synonymous with? And then you create a signature process that produces results, right? This is one of those things. If you have not produced any type of results, go get some results first, right? Everything in proper order, right? Focus, proper order, proper timing, right? The right focus, the right timing, proper order. Focus, timing, order. Focus, timing, order. You talk about an idea that you want to be synonymous with. I want to be synonymous with that. Every time you hear the words focus, timing, and order, I want you to think about a tundra. Again, it's one of the things, and I'm giving you all numerous examples. It's one of the things that sets us apart from other people in the market, because most businesses that do systems and implementation, what they want, no disrespect, because everybody is in business to make money. I respect it. And at the same time, I also have a deep, visceral understanding of the order of things when it comes to systems. I have a deep understanding of the human element when it comes to systemization. And as with all things, this too must come in proper order. So if you don't have results yet, create something, sell it, get some results. I got a $10 class in my library for that. It's at the link in the bio. It's $10. Go do it. Go make you some money. Okay? Make some money and get some results. Okay? Once you get some results, okay, at the point at which you're noticing that whatever it is that you're doing is consistently creating results over and over, and everybody who comes to you Everybody who comes to you is getting what they're asking for. Everybody who's coming to you is getting this result. Everybody who's coming to you is having this experience when they get to the finish line. Once you start to recognize that, then at that point, you need to start to ask yourself or ask your business, because your business is its own entity, what idea do you want to be synonymous with? What idea do you want your business to be synonymous with? And once you determine the idea that you want your business to be synonymous with, that is the jumping point from which you create your signature process or processes. So that's why you want to do that. That's why you want to do that. Okay? So was this helpful? Did you learn something? Let me know. Let me know. Was this helpful? Did you learn something? Because the other thing that I want to make sure, it's due to low connection. The other thing that I want to make sure of is that, wait a minute. Is my phone connected to the Bluetooth? Can you all hear me? Hold on. Okay, perfect. You can still hear. Okay, great. So I always want to make sure that I'm giving you what is relevant to you and what's going to help move the needle forward in your business. Your business matters. So this is going to stay up. It's going to stay up on the feed, so you'll be able to come back and watch the replay if you need to. Hold on. I don't think we'll have class next Monday. I think it's the Monday after, but let me check and see. Okay, yes. So the next live class, now of course I'll go live in between now and then if I get inspired, but the next live class that's actually a part of this series about your signature process is going to be on the 22nd. And on the 22nd, I'm going to be talking about how to sell it. Okay. So today we talked about what it is and why you need one. And so on the weekend, I'm going to be talking about it because, no point in all of this, information if you don't know how to make money with it. So on the 22nd, that class is going to be about how to sell it. And awesome. Thank you, Karima. Thank you, Adelina. So on the 22nd, it's going to be about how to sell it. And then on the 29th, I'm going to be covering how to market it. Okay. So let me get that. Said I'm going to start taking screenshots of things. Okay. So that's what we're going to be covering. So remember series, year-long series. So in Q1, which is January, February, and March, we are talking about how to make consistent money how to make consistent income, consistent money in your business. That's what the whole Q1 is about. Okay. So this month we're talking about your signature process. Next month, we're talking about your sales process. March, we're talking about your marketing and advertising process. So that's Q1. Okay. So we already got it set up for you. Q1 is going to be about getting you to make some consistent money in your business. Okay, so you've got January schedule and you know what Q1 is. Q2, we're going to be helping you prepare to scale. Okay, so in April, we're going to cover your repeatable lead generation process. Okay, May, we're going to cover your customer and your client service process. Okay, customer service, client service, what that process looks like, the onboarding, offboarding, all of those different things. Okay, in June, okay, this is really, really early, but there's a reason why we're introducing this super early. In June, we are actually going to cover your end of year sales and marketing strategy. Yep. We're going to cover that in June. Why? Because October, November, December, that sales strategy needs to have already been set up by August, latest September. So if you know you're going to do, for example, for those of you who do Black Friday sales or Cyber Monday sales or any type of holiday sales or any type of holiday, that has to be in place by August or September so that you can deploy it in October. So in order to help you get prepared for that, we're going to go over your sales and marketing strategy in June. That gives you enough time to put everything together so that you can deploy it in October. Okay, that's Q2. In Q3, we're going to be talking about building scalable systems. Okay, so in July, we're going to be talking about project management. So we're going to talk about internal project management, so how you manage projects within your own business. We're going to be talking about client project management or client service management for those of you who have, maybe you might have like a project-based business. Okay. In August, we're going over what I'm calling the FAT process, another one of our signature processes, right? And I mean finance, accounting, and taxes. Okay, we're going to go over finance, accounting, and taxes. And then in September, we're going to go over IT and cybersecurity. No matter how small your business is, protecting the data of your customers and clients and protecting that information, Faith says in MBA, and protecting that information is important. Okay, and essentially this part is, it's important for your small business. That's important. And especially for those of you who might be looking to exit at some point, having something like this is going to add so much value to your business. Okay. In Q4, which is October, November, December, that's when we're going to get into scaling your business. So in October, we're going to go over documenting your processes. In November, we're going to cover outsourcing and delegation. And in December, we're going to go over your standard operating procedures, SOPs. Okay. So that is an entire year. Okay. So if you hang with us, okay, hang with me for a year. If you hang with me for a year, I guarantee you your business will be ready to scale in a year. Hang with me though. And you got to do what it is that I'm teaching. Okay? You got to do the stuff. Okay? But that's what that looks like. Now, the way that it works, again, is there will be 3 live classes that will be complimentary here on the page. And then there will be a bonus class that is only available to those who are in our group coaching. So those in our group coaching, they will get all these classes in addition to the bonus class, in addition to the monthly group coaching sessions, in addition to the hot seats where they can actually bring in what it is that they're working on in their businesses for me to look at and give them direct feedback on. Okay. So if you want to get into group, it's one thing to have the information, but it's a completely different thing to be able to have a supportive community and a supportive coach, me, to actually help you implement it. Then comment or DM me the word playground. And I will make sure that you can get into group. I'll make sure that you can get in while group coaching is still open and while we still have space. Okay. All right, y'all. So that is it. I am going to head, for those of you who may or may not know, I also have a full-time job. Yes, I'm one of those. So I have some things with work. Go ahead and take. I got you, Faith, that I need to go ahead and take care of. And we will go from there. Okay. So I will see y'all next time. I love y'all so much. Bye.